Ukrainian security sources have revealed a major operation. It was a significant drone assault on Russia. The mission was codenamed Operation Spider's Web. Its aim was to strike key Russian air bases. This ambitious plan was long in the making. Sources indicate it took 18 months to prepare. The planning was meticulous and carefully guarded. President Volodymyr Zelensky was reportedly involved. He personally oversaw the planning for these strikes. The targets were critical Russian military assets. This operation was designed to be highly impactful. It aimed to degrade Russia's long-range bomber fleet. This fleet has been used against Ukraine. The attack signifies a daring new phase. It is a bold move by Ukrainian forces. The core objective was clear and strategic. Ukraine intended to inflict serious damage. This damage would be to Russia's aerial power, specifically its long-range aviation units. These units launched devastating missile attacks. The operation demonstrates Ukraine's resolve. They are taking the fight deeper into Russia. The method of attack was reportedly ingenious. It involved a novel use of drone technology. Mobile wooden cabins were brought into Russia. These cabins concealed the attack drones. The drones were hidden beneath the cabin roofs. Trucks transported these unassuming structures. They were moved close to the target air bases. This allowed for short-range surprise attacks. When the time came, the plan was activated. The cabin roofs opened via remote control. This action released the hidden drones. The drones then flew towards their targets. They struck nearby Russian military airfields. This tactic bypassed some traditional defenses. It allowed for precision strikes from close proximity. Key Russian aircraft were in the drones' sights. The targeted aircraft included strategic assets. Tu-95 Bear bombers were primary targets. These are long-range strategic missile carriers. Tu-22 M3 supersonic bombers were also hit. Additionally, A-50 early warning aircraft were targeted. These planes are vital for Russian air operations. Russia's Ministry of Defense issued a statement. It officially acknowledged the drone attacks. These attacks occurred across 5 different regions. The ministry released this information on Telegram. It characterized the Ukrainian actions as hostile. They labeled it a terrorist attack by Kyiv. The affected regions were widespread. Murmansk and Irkutsk were among them. The statement also included Ivanovo and Ryazan. The Amur region was the 5th area mentioned. This list highlights the operation's extensive reach. The confirmation followed initial unverified reports. Videos and images had circulated online earlier. These showed incidents at various military sites. Russia's admission confirmed the attacks took place. It was a rare acknowledgement of Ukrainian success. Despite confirming the attacks, Russia made claims. The ministry stated all drones were repelled. They insisted their air defense systems worked. However, they did admit to some consequences. Several pieces of aviation equipment caught fire. This was due to FPV drones launched nearby. These drone attacks represent a severe setback for Russia. They could significantly impair its aerial capabilities, specifically its ability to launch cruise missiles. Ukraine claims over 40 Russian bombers were hit. The Tu-95 bombers were key targets achieved. These aircraft are crucial for long-range strikes. They have been used extensively since February 2022. Each Tu-95 can carry 8 guided missiles. The loss of an A-50 aircraft is also critical. The A-50 is Russia's version of an AWACS plane. Its main function is airborne early warning. It detects enemy aircraft and incoming missiles. It then shares targeting data with Russian jets. The A-50 acts as an aerial command post. Losing such an asset weakens air defense coordination. This makes Russian air operations less effective. The success of these close-range drone launches is telling. It shows vulnerabilities in Russia's air defenses. Traditional systems like S-300 and S-400 struggled. The Pantsir SA-22 systems also faced challenges. These systems failed to stop all the drones. This meant little warning for Russian forces. Section 5. Voices from Kyiv: Hope and Resolve After Major Strikes. In the heart of Ukraine, the city of Kyiv stands resilient, its skyline a testament to the enduring spirit of its people. In Ukraine's capital, Kyiv, the news of recent events was met with a mixture of hope and determination. The people of Kyiv, ever vigilant, turned to their phones and televisions, seeking updates and sharing their thoughts. Civilians expressed their reactions to the drone strikes, their faces a canvas of emotions ranging from concern to cautious optimism. Pavlo Fasenko, a construction worker, shared his views with a sense of earnestness that resonated with many. He spoke to the Reuters news agency, his words carrying the weight of a community seeking clarity amidst chaos. He believes these attacks will have a huge influence on the ongoing conflict, potentially altering its course. He hopes they can bring Russia back to reality, a sentiment echoed by many who long for a return to normalcy. Perhaps, he suggested, it could offer Ukraine a pause, a moment to regroup and strategize. A pause in the relentless, grinding conflict that has taken its toll on both soldiers and civilians alike. Fasenko, however, remained realistic about outcomes, understanding the complexities of the situation. He does not expect immediate, drastic changes, but rather sees this as a gradual process. He sees this as one step among many, a part of a larger journey towards peace and stability. These steps, he hopes, lead to future peace, where dialogue replaces conflict. Peace talks where Ukraine can set the terms, ensuring a future that respects its sovereignty and aspirations. He voiced a common wish among Ukrainians, a desire for a brighter, more peaceful tomorrow. He hopes this summer will be the last war summer, a time when families can enjoy the simple pleasures of life without fear. A desire for an end to the fighting is strong, a collective yearning for peace that unites the nation. Adding to the public sentiment was an official nod, a recognition of the people's hopes and dreams. President Zelensky's chief of staff, Andriy Yermak, posted online, signaling the government's awareness and engagement. He used social media for an apparent comment, a modern means of communication that reaches millions. On his Telegram channel, he posted an emoji, a simple yet powerful symbol. It was an emoji of a spider web, perhaps signifying the complex web of challenges and opportunities ahead. He also posted this on X, formerly Twitter, a platform where voices from around the world converge, amplifying the message of hope and resolve. Section 6. Washington uninformed, U.S. stance on the Ukrainian operation. The unfolding events in Ukraine have caught the attention of the world, and the U.S. is no exception. The White House had not yet issued a formal response. This lack of immediate reaction has raised questions about the U.S.'s awareness and involvement. This was at the time of initial reporting. The situation was fluid, and information was still being gathered. However, information emerged from U.S. media. News outlets were quick to provide updates as they received them. The BBC's U.S. partner, CBS, provided details. Their coverage shed light on the U.S. government's position. It indicated the U.S. government was not pre-informed. This revelation was significant in understanding the dynamics at play. They were not told about these specific strikes. This lack of communication suggests a gap in coordination. This suggests Ukraine acted independently here. The decision to proceed without U.S. consultation is noteworthy, at least in the execution of this large operation. The scale and scope of the operation were substantial. An administration source gave more context. This insider provided additional insights into the situation. This source spoke to CBS News' Jennifer Jacobs. Jacobs, known for her in-depth reporting, brought this information to light. Jacobs is a senior White House reporter. Her experience and connections make her a reliable source. The source confirmed the lack of prior warning. This confirmation adds weight to the narrative of independent action. The current U.S. administration was not aware. This unawareness highlights a potential disconnect. Not aware that today's large-scale drone attack was coming. The element of surprise was evident. The research note mentions the Trump administration. This historical context provides a backdrop for current events. This detail points to a specific context. Understanding past administrations helps in analyzing present actions. The emphasis on the U.S. not being warned is significant. It underscores the independent nature of Ukraine's decision. It underscores the autonomous nature of this mission. Ukraine's strategic autonomy is a key takeaway. Ukraine receives substantial American support, it is known. This support includes various forms of aid. This includes military aid and intelligence. The depth of U.S. support is extensive. However, this incident shows Kiev's independent decision-making. The ability to act independently is crucial for Ukraine, especially regarding specific offensive military actions. These actions demonstrate Ukraine's resolve and capability. Section 7. Strikes before talks diplomacy under the shadow of drones. The timing of these Ukrainian drone attacks is notable, as it seems to be a strategic move. They occurred just before new peace talks were set to begin. A second round of direct talks was scheduled, aiming to find common ground. Ukrainian and Russian officials were to meet face-to-face, hoping to ease tensions. The meeting was planned for Istanbul, a city known for its historical significance in diplomacy. It was set for the Monday after the attacks, adding urgency to the situation. This timing adds another layer of complexity to the already fraught diplomatic efforts. Making the atmosphere even more tense. These talks are part of revived diplomatic initiatives, which have seen mixed results. U.S. President Donald Trump reportedly spearheaded them, pushing for a resolution. This is according to the provided research notes which detail the efforts made. The aim is to achieve a ceasefire deal, a crucial step towards peace, and eventually an end to the protracted war that has caused so much suffering. The conflict has raged for several years now, with no clear end in sight. Hopes for a major breakthrough were already low even before these recent events. Even before these widespread drone strikes, which have only added to the tension. Both Ukraine and Russia remain far apart in their demands and expectations. Their conditions for peace are deeply divergent, making compromise difficult. The first round of talks yielded little in terms of concrete progress. That meeting took place on May 16th, but it was largely unproductive. It only resulted in a prisoner exchange agreement, a small but significant step. President Zelensky has outlined Ukraine's firm stance, emphasizing their key demands. Section 8. Escalation and Consequences: The Widening Air War. Ukraine has conducted daring attacks before. It has struck targets on Russian territory previously. However, this latest series of drone strikes is different. It is on a new level of scale. The planning also appears more sophisticated. Ukrainian sources claim significant success. More than 40 Russian aircraft were allegedly hit. This includes strategic bombers, vital to Russia. Videos have surfaced supporting these claims. They appear to show attack drones reaching targets. The aircraft were on the tarmac when hit. This indicates a major operational achievement for Ukraine. The strikes show an evolving battlefield capability. This major Ukrainian operation had a backdrop. Russia itself launched a massive aerial assault. It was one of its biggest drone and missile attacks. Russia used a very large number of drones. A total of 472 drones were recorded. This was in a single night of attacks. Targets were spread across Ukraine. Ukrainian authorities reported their air defenses. They claimed to neutralize 385 aerial targets.